Well, hello, and welcome to Preparing to Survive and Thrive Homesteading channel with Charlie B. So, guess what we're up to today? Well, I'm going to walk you out to our herb garden, and we are going to be cutting some comfrey, and we are going to be freeze drying it. So, come along with me. It's beautiful out there. Well, we're out here at the herb garden, and this is the comfrey plant. As you can see, now I had cut it back some because I put the comfrey underneath the potatoes before I planted them. So the rest of it started to lay down. So I'm going to clean this all up because this is part of the herb garden, but I'm going to cut it all back and just use the leaves for my, hopefully, comfrey salve. But I'm going to freeze dry it to begin with. So let me get this done, just showing you this, and we'll get inside and I'll start pulling it apart after I get it cut back. Okay, so I have this big pile of the comfrey leaves. I cleaned those all off that big pile that you saw. And in case you saw, that was my daughter walking around. So what I'm going to do with these, I'm going to put them in cold water with a splash of vinegar on them to just make sure everything's clean and get any buggies off of them. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do now. And then we'll get it on the freeze dryer after I leave it sit for about 15, 20, 30 minutes just to make sure they're getting good and clean. Then I'll be rinsing them. Well, those are the 4 trays, and they are way overstuffed. But because they are a leaf, an herb, more likely, more or less, and they are going to smash down. So they'll go inside the freeze dryer just fine. The freeze dryer is cooling the chamber at the moment. I'm going to get these stacked on each other and get them down there. But they do look very pretty. There's nothing fancy about the way I stacked these. I just wanted to get everything I had taken from the comfrey plant and get it used. The stalks and stuff that I did not use actually went down around my tomato plants to decompose and give the soil back some nutrients. Well, I've got everything stuffed in there and it all fit. And don't overthink it when you're using something like that. Overstuffing this with something that's as thin as leaves, it's not going to hurt anything, I swear. I've done it with all my herbs that I've dehydrated or freeze-dried. So it says load food into freeze dryer. I already did that. Close drain valve. I already did that, and I'm going to hit continue. And it's going to start freezing. So let's see what's going to happen and how long it's going to take. Well, we're back. The freeze dryers got done about 4 or 5 hours ago, 4.5, something like that. And right now it says it is 22 and 38 minutes, 22 hours and 38 minutes. Now I extended this about 4 hours plus what the drying time you also see ticking down. So it was probably about 6 hours in total. I was in the middle of something and could not get to it, so I extended it. So this really only took like 18.5 hours. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel this drying time. I'm going to open up the door. And I am going to open the drain valve. So hopefully you can hear it releasing the suction. Aha, so let's try this baby out. See if it's all dry. Wow, it's very dry and it's kind of stuck in there. So it's going to take me a little while to get these guys all out. I'm definitely going to smash these up before I put them in the bag, or after I put them in the bag, just kind of roll the bag. So I'm going to need both hands to be able to do this. So we'll be back. If I had time, I'd set this up. Okay, so there is the freeze-dried comfrey, and it looks really pretty. I can't wait to get this all put in bags. Now I'm going to just kind of roll these guys up as I put the leaves in so I can smash them down and try to get as many trays into a bag as possible. So this is a pretty good sized bag. I'll give you a gist of how big it is with my hand, my arm. So it's bigger than a sheet of paper, and it's bigger than the legal sheet of paper too. So I'm not exactly sure how big these bags are. They might be like 11 by 15. I could be wrong though. But this is what we're going to try to shove these guys in and try to smash them as we go. Because there's no reason for me to keep them in pretty form, because I'm going to end up just smashing them up and making them hopefully into salve and see what other products I can make. So this is going to take a little while, and so I've actually been starting to go through my books and trying to find different recipes, and the problem of it is I'm finding different recipes with different ingredients, and I like as few ingredients as possible, because the less ingredients you have, the less interaction you would also have, and the less chances of somebody would be allergic to this. So let me get these guys all filled in, and we'll be back. Okay, I'm getting about 2 bags, or 2 trays per bag. And I'm just stuffing these guys in here. I am looking at them as I'm pulling them out, putting them in. And the reason I'm telling you this is because some of the leaves got a little funky collar on them, and I don't trust it. So I'm pulling anything that might have a different colorization or different markings on it. I don't trust it, and I'd rather have them gone and just leave them all in the pretty nice green spectrum. So I'm definitely looking through these because I don't want anything to mess up anything I make with this. Okay, so I've got my 400cc, or no, my 100cc oxygen absorbers in here, and I'm going to hopefully first remove any air that's in these bags. I'm going to use the Food Saver, going to put a strip in it that is just the rough side that I use off the Food Saver bags. Put them down in the bag, and I'm going to push as much air as I can out. Anyhow, and that's also one way I'm smashing it, is just pushing it down. And granted, it does have oxygen absorbers in it, but I always like to be a little bit on the safe side. So I'm going to put this down here just to get the air sucked out, and hopefully to get it sealed even better than I would with pushing the air out in the oxygen absorbers. So sorry about the noise in advance. Okay, there we have it. I can hear it. It's all smushy. But I'm going to use the other sealer that came from Harvest Right. And with this one, I also put in the 200cc oxygen absorber. And I'm going to put in another strip, push out the air like I have been doing. And I did manage to get all 4 trays down to 2 bags. Now I don't want to make this where it was so smashed up that I couldn't tell what it was. And let's try this again. So when it's finished sealing, okay, I'll move this little guy out of the way so you can actually see what I'm doing over here. I'm also going to seal it with the zip lock. Now you can see there's no air coming out of this at all. That's good. So hopefully any oxygen that is left in there, the oxygen absorbers will take care of it. Things bouncing. So I'm going to just line this up, and I am going to seal it. So I'm going to do 2, and I'm even going to do a 3rd. Better safe than sorry, right? I'm going to do this one also. And whenever I get these labeled, there you go. So we'll be back in a second. Well, there you have it. 2 bags of freeze-dried comfrey leaves. And hopefully I'll be able to do something with them this year. Like I said, I'm going through recipes and trying to figure out which one's the best. And I could have actually dried these in my dehydrator, but as much as I had stuffed in the freeze dryer trays, instead of taking about 18 hours, I'm figuring it would have taken minimal of 36 to 48 hours, if not more, in the regular dehydrator. So, but there you have it. So remember, if you like my content, please like, share, and subscribe. Charlie B signing out, and remember, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you soon.